What's up, Melanated family? This is your boy Harrison bringing you another episode of History Matters, where we explore the history behind the people, places, and situations from our past, just to get a clear understanding of how we are to move forward. Now, please do me a favor, family, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to our Melanated Fathers TV YouTube channel so you can be alerted when new videos like this are released. So today, what we're going to talk about is the newspaper, the Chicago Defender, which was established in 1905. We're going to talk about the Chicago Defender and a little bit about the man who created this wonderful newspaper named Robert Abbott. So let's get into it. The Chicago Defender was established on May 5th, 1905 by Robert Abbott and quickly grew to become the most popular African-American newspaper in America at the time. Now, the first issues, because he started off really small, the first issues were in the form of 4-page, 6-column handbills filled with local news items gathered by Abbott from other newspapers. Now, the content in the newspaper was meant to inform and empower the Black people in this country, and the newspaper openly addressed racism and the laws that were designed to hold us back. Now, Robert Abbott started the Chicago Defender with a very small initial investment of just 25 cents, a press run of 300 copies, which he would even deliver door to door, and worked out of a small kitchen in his landlord's apartment just to get this newspaper off the ground. And it would really take him several years before the newspaper was profitable the way that he wanted it to be. Now, Abbott, who received his law degree from Kent College of Law in Chicago, was definitely an educated man, and he started the newspaper after not being able to properly utilize his law degree, just based on the overt racism at the time. Now, he attempted to establish law firms in Gary, Indiana, Topeka, Kansas, and even in Chicago, right? So when he wasn't able to do that, he decided to, use his talents to inform the Black community worldwide. Now, to make his paper popular, he used different creative tactics to get his paper to the masses. One of the more popular ways that he did this was by creating a distribution network with the Black railroad porters who were highly respected in the Black community at that time. They often sold and distributed the paper on the train, and this had a large effect on the growth of the paper. So, for example, by 1916, the Defender circulation reached about 50,000. 125,000 by 1918, and well over 200,000 by the mid-1920s. Now, the Chicago Defender was credited for contributing to the Great Migration North by establishing articles and exposés on the benefits of moving away from the overly racist Jim Crow South. Now, from the early 1900s till around 1940, 1.5 million Black people moved to northern cities in the United States. The laws in the South were just way too stringent and continued to practice these disenfranchisement-based methods that affected the population in the Black population in the South. The Supreme Court case in 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson, was supposed to make things separate but equal, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Blacks in the South had to deal with horrible conditions at every turn, subpar schooling, and the lack of a voice in the political forum in the South, which, would definitely make anyone feel like a second-class citizen. Now, his business was able to expand, in large part because of that migration from the South to northern cities. Now, the Defender, along with the Chicago Defender charities, were also creators of the extremely popular Bud Billiken Day Parade and Picnic. Now, this parade was created in 1929 to showcase the children in the community, and is still very popular to this day. Now, the Defender became so popular that it was known as America's Black newspaper. And Abbott became one of the first self-made black millionaires in this country. The paper was also on the front lines of several important issues going on in our communities. For example, the Red Summer Riots of 1919, where several race riots were taking place across the country. This was an important event, and they informed the community about what was going on with visual images and straightforward reporting. They also covered the Emmett Till funeral, showing very gory images of that situation as well, just to bring the point home of how we were being treated at the time. The same thing with the death of Martin Luther King Jr. Because there weren't many other forms of media at the time, the newspaper was pretty much the only way people can get an idea of what was going on around the country. So the Defender made it a point to document the pulse of our community, which, made them a really, really intricate part of our elevation at that time. It's also important to note that there were very influential black men and women who spent time writing for the newspaper. Some of those individuals include Langston Hughes, Walter White, as well as Ida B. Wells, just to name a few. Now, Robert Abbott would unfortunately pass away in 1940. At that time, his nephew, John H. Singstack, assumed editorial control, and he continued to fight his uncle's fight for equality. And it's important to know also, guys, that the Chicago Defender is still around today in digital form. So it's important to learn history about these things, because there's been a lot of different individuals that have helped move the needle forward as far as black culture is concerned and our liberation. And Robert Abbott and the Chicago Defender definitely deserve credit for that. So this has been another episode of History Matters. Like I said, family, if this is your first time watching the videos, please hit the like button, subscribe to the Melanated Fathers TV YouTube page so you can be alerted when more videos like this are released. You guys have a good day.